Well, autumn is truly upon us. Time to start thinking about the colder nights coming, the colder weather, and we use a wood stove, or a stove, it's a multi-fuel stove, and it's time to clean it out after last winter season. Now, you can pay someone to do it, and like everything else these days, it's not cheap. They've put the prices up everywhere for everything, but I've always had a go at doing my own, and there's a piece of kit I bought called the Chimney Typhoon, which makes this job very easy. And so have a look at this video, see what you think, and don't be afraid of having a go yourself, because you'll save yourself a lot of money, and you know that your stove's clean and safe. So it's that time again where I need to start thinking about giving the stove a bit of a service, as in just inspecting it and cleaning it out after the winter. It's been a couple of months now since we used it. Obviously, it's not been needed. The weather's been absolutely scorching this summer, as we all know. So, inspect it, clean it out, clean the chimney, get it all ready for next winter, ready to be used again. I've just got all my stuff together here. I've got a rubber bag, a couple of dust sheets, my trusty leather gloves, Einhell inspection lantern, brilliant they are, and a couple of hand brushes, dustpan. I normally use a full-size drill, but I'm going to try this little one I've got off my next-door neighbour, Moxie. Cheers, pal. I've moved the stove fan out the way. I've got the battery on charge at the moment for the drill. There's a trusty Chimney Typhoon, brilliant bit of kit that is, and the rodding system with the brush together. That all attaches into that drill. Brilliant it is. And, of course, we're going to need the stove vac. Don't try and use a normal vacuum cleaner, you'll fill your room full of dust. This is a special vacuum cleaner designed for hoovering up ash and cleaning out your chimney. And I'm just waiting for the screensaver to kick on so I can document the date that I did this. For documentation purposes, I'm just recording that I'm doing this on Wednesday the 28th of June 2023. And it's 20 to 3 in the afternoon. Oh, where did that go? Oh, that's a nice picture. Enough of that, let's crack on. So just a quick check of the stove. Obviously it's got debris in from the last time we used it. The back brick's got a crack in it, but I'm not bothered about that. The chimney hole's right behind that. I think it's a design fault of the stove. I've changed that brick a few times and it always does that. Inspecting the door, you can see that the stove rope's gone in that corner. So that'll be replaced before the start of next winter. I'm not doing it right now. I'll probably do that in September or October before the season starts again and we're using the stove. I'll do another video on that. We never had any problems with it leaking or anything because I can tell by the CO2 meter we're using. And you can see it's 24 degrees in here. Main thing of today is to just clean the stove out and clean the chimney. So that's the stove completely cleaned out now. See if we can get into there. And that's where we want to go next with the Chimney Typhoon. Straight up there. And let's just have a look under here. Yeah, all clean. This is quite straightforward, setting up the Chimney Typhoon. So you get one of the rods has an attachment in it that goes into a drill. So attach that one first, and then you put the end rod here with the brush on to the end of that. Click them together. You have the little click attachment that goes on. And then what you keep doing is just adding another rod. Okay. So we've put a cover over the stove, just in case anything comes out. We never get a lot out of this because we've got a clean burn stove, and you place the first. So you take the brush end, okay, and we put that straight into the chimney hole, and then we just start attaching the rods. So they have a ball clicker there, okay. Each rod has a locating click that goes into that hole, and you just keep adding the rods until you can't go any further, which means you've hit the cowling at the top, and then you just bring it back down. Right, once you've got the rods connected together, you just feed it in and start turning the drill. Okay, moving it backwards and forwards. Just get round the bend in the chimney, and then we're away. And just keep going up and down and adding rods until you get to the top of the chimney. Time to add another rod. Okay, so having a look in there, there's not a lot come out of ours. Yeah, because we've got a clean burn stove with a twin wall stainless steel flue, and we don't burn any crap in our stove. We only burn good stuff, you know, nice clean wood, dry wood, or smokeless coal, which does make a difference. So I'm quite happy with that. So that brush goes up and it gently scours the chimney pipe all the way up and down. I've done a couple of passes. I'm happy with that, and now I'm going to put the stove back together. So I've got all the parts ready to put the stove back together. Now I've completely cleaned it out. What I've done, I don't know if you can see it, on the stove bricks I've made a left for left, R for right. These are the two back pieces, left and right. Had a look, the back of the stove's okay, so I'm not bothered about this. Like I say, if I put a new stone in, you can guarantee it'll crack almost immediately. I think it's a design flaw of this stove, but everything's perfectly safe in there. There's the baffle plate, and there's the ash pan and the front little grill to protect the glass. So what you've got to do first is put the right hand one in, then these two back bits, then the baffle plate, and then the last piece. If you try and put all these pieces in, you won't get the baffle plate in. So right piece, back pieces, baffle plate, and then the last stove brick to get it all back together. Ash pan and front grill piece. All back together, ready for another winter season, and I won't be cleaning it again for another year. I only do ours once a year. Like I say, we've got a clean burn stove, and I never get a lot out of it. We're very careful about what we do. Obviously, I need to replace this stove rope. That'll be done in September before the winter season starts. But we ran it like that during the winter, the back end of the winter, and there was no problem. We were getting no leaks. Nothing was showing up on the CO2 meter, but I'll get it done. It's part of the stove maintenance. So all clean, back together. That's been a hot job. Wow. In this weather, but it's nice to know it's all ready to go for next winter. Out of curiosity, I just want to see what we ended up with in the ash vac. Let's see what came out of our chimney and into the stove. And there you have it. That's what came out the chimney into the stove, and I got it all up with the ash vac. Nice peace of mind knowing that the job's done and the stove's safe, because if you don't clean your chimney, you can get a chimney fire. Well, that's it. As they say, that's all, folks. Get this jacket on because it's getting a bit nippy. That's how you clean your chimney out with the Chimney Typhoon. I think I paid about, let me see. Yeah, I think I paid about 50 quid for my set. But I only needed about 5 meters worth of rods. If you live in a normal house, you'll obviously need more rods. And I think you're only looking at about 80 quid. But like I say, go and have a look on eBay. I'm not leaving the link because they're not paying me for any of this. I'm just having a laugh. And hopefully helping you out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.